punish anyone who blocks my path.
The blood that flows through her veins is special, and extremely dangerous.
If showing pity would put my allies in danger, I will not hesitate to kill her.
There goes our chance to gain more information.
Well,
And again, even if we had managed to capture him alive, judging by the way he was acting...
wait, okay, good. I'm like, stop going forward. Hey guys, welcome back to Fire Emblem Three Houses. That is interesting, and the little archer's like, he's dead. I'm like, well, he was the only one left alive, and I sent you in, so I did everything possible to keep you from killing him.
Teach is absolutely right. We should take this rare opportunity to let off some tension.
I'm actually really glad that this particular campaign actually sees a bit of a reconciliation between the houses. And more so because it doesn't happen in every path. And I think it would be kind of lame and arbitrary if every path kind of had the same basic story. But the fact that this one diverges so much, and I say so much, it's been 2 freaking maps, but still, it just feels different, unique, and fun.
It's been a long time, Claude. I'm glad to see that you are safe.
Well, thanks to Hilda.
Same. I haven't seen you since the nightmare that was Gronder. She really did come to help us. You must be a bunch of soft-hearted suckers, huh?
Well, you certainly didn't make an easy choice, jerk face.
If you really felt that way, you would not have set up a defensive battle in the hopes that we would come. It worked out only because we made it in time. Were you really so confident that we would answer the call?
Of course.
I mean, I do like it. It's almost funny. They sell him as a better strategist in this campaign than in his own campaign. Because, like, his ploys are not very good when you're actually playing with him.
I knew you wouldn't hesitate to put yourself second and come running to our aid.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that, but...
You and I are cut from different cloth. I wouldn't make a move unless I could gain something from it. You've always been just the opposite. And of course, I've always been fond of taking dangerous risks. After all, I sent that express messenger before you had even recaptured the kingdom capital. If all went to plan, I knew you'd recapture it soon, and then respond to our request for aid.
I mean, it definitely... Like, why are you so much smarter when I'm not teaching you?
It was riskier than usual, I'll give you that. But it was the only card I had to play, so I took the gamble.
You crossed too many dangerous bridges for my liking.
I know. But that ends today.
Really? You're done with bridges?
What do you mean?
Here, take this. Use it however you see fit.
If he gives me the fucking bow.
The legendary bow, Failnaught. Isn't this the hero's relic of House Regan?
Holy shit, we actually get 2 of the main weapons in this campaign? Like, because we definitely did not get the other one. I don't think. We didn't... Do we get... We actually might have gotten Edelgard's axe after we defeated her.
Hold, Claude. This must be one of your jokes. You cannot truly intend to part with this.
Yeah, join us instead, Claude.
It's not a joke. As of today, the Leicester Alliance is no more.
Just what are you planning, Claude?
That's one way to unite against the Empire.
If you're going to lead Fodlan, then the Alliance Lords will follow you. Back in the day, the Alliance split off from the Kingdom. I'm just putting us back together again.
What are you gaining from this? Holy crap. I completely did not expect this to come.
Oh, and I've already gained the support of the other Lords at the Roundtable Conference, so you can stop looking at me like I'm crazy.
Actually, no, that makes sense. Because in the Golden Deer campaign, you sort of end up with Claude by default running the whole country. But that's because Dimitri died and there was no one to lead the kingdom. So, assuming that they want every campaign to end with, a unified Fodlan, then they have to get Claude to willingly give up, his influence, since they're not going to have him die.
All that's left for me is to officially step down as the leader of the Alliance.
Yeah, join our army, Claude. Replace...
Hold your horses there, Teach.
Come on! That would be awesome!
I'm leaving Fodlan. There are things I have to do. Dreams I need to see to
Damn
finish.
it! That would be awesome, though!
That's why I became the Alliance leader to begin with, actually. But it left me no time for what I was really after. You'd better not take on too many responsibilities yourselves, or else you'll end up in the same boat.
Well, I hate boats.
And remember, both the living and the dead cling to us without any regard for our own lives.
Man, I really feel like Dimitri needed to hear that a long time ago.
It's up to us to break free of that weight and follow the path that we believe in.
Claude, why are you so much more awesome in this than you are in your own campaign? I know I keep saying that, but damn.
Claude.
Oops. I almost forgot the most important thing. If you're looking for Rhea, apparently she's being held captive in the Imperial capital.
Well, that makes sense.
It doesn't sound like they intend to kill her, but there's no telling what they're planning.
You have my gratitude, Claude.
Gratitude? Thanks, but no thanks. As far as I'm concerned, we're even now.
That's very Claude.
I don't know how many years will pass until then, but let's promise to meet again. And when we do, don't be too hard on me, your kingliness.
Why would he be hard on you? Man, I wish I had a decent archer to use that. But I'm sorry, Ash
Well,
is so much
Dimitri,
worse than
are
Ignatz.
you finally going to tell us the damn truth?
What are you talking about?
Didn't Lord Arundel say something about you and Edelgard being family?
Well, yeah, they're half siblings. We already know that.
To claim that the king and the emperor are related. Could it be?
Is that not general information?
Ah, I suppose I never told you, though I do recall mentioning it briefly to the professor. Lord Arundel spoke the truth. My stepmother was Edelgard's birth mother.
It's interesting. How do people not know that?
Political turmoil drove my stepmother out of the Empire. Father fell in love with her at first sight, and they married. I lost my birth mother before I was old enough to remember her. My stepmother filled that role for me, but she lost her life in Dusker 9 years ago, along with Father.
Hang on. I didn't even know she was your stepmother.
Interesting. I'm amazed that this is not how the hell do people not know that the queen is, because when the prince is born, it's pretty obvious who their mother is. So how is that not just commonly known information?
Did my father know about this?
Yes, all those who were close to my father knew, including Rodrigue. But to speak openly about it would have caused a scandal. And so she was our secret. No one in the general public knew about her.
How do you keep that a secret? The queen died, and you married someone else. What?
Naturally, the fact that Edelgard and I are step-siblings was kept a secret as well.
I'm finally beginning to understand what you went through 5 years ago. I mean, Edelgard is the only family you have left, isn't she?
Other than Dedue, yeah.
To find out someone so precious to you is actually your most hated enemy. How heartbreaking.
I do feel like Dimitri poured himself body and soul into killing Edelgard 5 years ago because he could not allow himself compassion.
But wait, you two were born and raised in 2 different territories, right? So you probably never met until you were both at the academy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the idea of fighting family is just about the worst thing ever. But hopefully the fact that she's a stepsister who you never really knew helps with the pain? I don't know. It was just a thought.
I am afraid that's not the case. Though it was only for a short time, Edelgard once called Ferdiad home. It was a long time ago, but she was a cherished friend of mine.
I'm glad we're actually having another scene to talk about this. Although it is weird that nobody else supposedly knew, which seems impossible. Okay. It does make sense that people in the kingdom would not necessarily know that the king's second wife was Edelgard's mother. Okay, that one is fair. They might just know her as a woman from the kingdom or from the empire, without specifically getting into who she was over there other than someone in the lesser nobility. So I don't think Edelgard was actually... I think she's related to the Emperor. I don't think she's his daughter, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure we'll find out during her campaign.
Wait, I remember now. She was that girl, wasn't she? The one you gave a dagger to. So, your little girlfriend was Edelgard.
Sylvain, if you have any more foolish things to say, please hold them for later.
I do have a few more in my sleeve, but they can wait. Go on, Your Highness. This is important for us to hear.
She may be a hated enemy now, but the Emperor is your old friend and your stepsister. Can you bring yourself to kill her?
Oh, I'm sure he can.
I will kill her, if I must. But if there is any chance that the world she seeks to create could be a just one, then I would love to see a future in which I may reach out my hand for her and have her reach back.
Interesting. Cause I think, actually, if I remember correctly, I had the option of whether or not to kill her. And, you know, in the Golden Deer campaign, and I said no. I mean, she basically committed an unpardonable sin as far as the Claude campaign was concerned. But knowing that Dimitri doesn't see it necessarily that way, and his kingdom was hit the worst of all, so...
That said, I have no intention of letting my personal feelings cloud my judgment. Too much is at stake.
Your Highness, I think you should meet with the Emperor and at least try to talk to her. If there's any hope of ending this war without more bloodshed, we have to try. Besides, killing your own family. I'm sorry, but it's not right.
You don't have to apologize, Ash. Especially you would think that, since we had to go and kill your adoptive dad.
I think so too. And you are right that we should at least try.
I see. So my uncle's defeat is beyond doubt?
Yes, Your Majesty. I have confirmed it via countless channels. I advise that we accept this as a drop of joy amid a pool of sorrow.
Interesting. Uh-huh.
Pretty words, but I'm afraid we can't rest until the joy outweighs the sorrow. And for that to happen, it now seems we must confront them all at once.
All of the sorrow?
Dimitri, who took back Ferdiad. Claude, who managed to protect the Alliance.
And the Professor!
And that Professor.
Yep.
Who is successfully mobilizing the Knights of Seros.
And now we're united. So you might want to just surrender. Like, that's what I would do.
What will you do, Your Majesty?
You're running out of warpaways, because you're running out of places to go to.
Pull back our forces. In the west to Arian Road. In the east to...
Fort Mercius, I presume. There is no better place for such a confrontation, after all.
Wait, is it... So we're... Those two missions... And we're just going right back to Fort Mercius? Because isn't that the fort we went to after Gronder Field and the Golden Deer? Interesting. So that either means that Dimitri's campaign is just straight up longer than Claude's, or it means that they might end up axing those who slither the dark bit, and Edelgard might be the actual end of Dimitri's campaign, which would be cool, and that would actually help a lot, because Claude would give you more of this actual story. But Dimitri does seem like more heartfelt and interesting campaign.
Indeed. And dispatch the Death Knight to guard it. He can buy us some time. In the meantime, I will...
Forgive me, but I must speak bluntly. I do not agree with what you intend to do. Though slight, there is a chance that once done, it cannot be undone.
Even I cannot always choose the direction my path leads me. There is no other way. And so, I must walk on.
All right. Onward to social linkage.
Part 2. Azure Moon. Blue Sea Moon. The Impregnable Fortress. When Claude steps down as its leader, the Leicester Alliance disbands, and its lords swear fealty to the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. The chaos in the kingdom begins to dissipate as the people unite under Dimitri's rule. Riding this momentum, the Kingdom Army prepares to march south for a decisive battle against Imperial forces.
All right. I actually think we're about to start getting a whole lot of episodes and plot going forward. Because if I remember correctly, this is about where not really. I shouldn't say this is about. We're basically out of social links. Like, I think everyone is pretty much done at this point. So, we'll have this episode where we go over them, but then after that... Skip flowers. I don't need to waste time on Caspar. He's not a real boy.
We will finally have our decisive battle with the Empire this month.
The Eastern Lords are in the process of consolidating all of the troops within the entire kingdom. In addition, ever since Aryan Road's liberation, the Western Lords have been declaring their fealty, one after another.
Awesome.
Affairs within the kingdom have calmed down considerably, and we even managed to win over the Alliance.
Although it was a rough go at first, I'm starting to feel like we could actually win this.
That's true. Thinking back on it now, we've really come a long way.
We even have a lead as to where Rhea is located. It is as we predicted all along.
Yep, I mean, that's going to be where it is, for sure.
If we are to rescue Rhea, then we must defeat the Emperor.
If we're going to march from the monastery to Inbar, then we'll have to cross the Great Bridge of Murden again, right?
Yeah, but we left troops there to hold it.
Yes, I believe so. As we have gained the Alliance's support, we should not have any trouble this time. After the bridge, we can cross Gronder Field and head south. And then we'll take Mercius, the so-called impregnable fortress that towers on the other side.
We'll pregnate that fortress.
I know of it. They say it rivals even Aryan Road.
Count Burgleys, the Empire's Minister of Military Affairs, once had troops stationed there. But according to our spies, a large-scale military force has entered the stronghold.
So, legit question, why don't we just go around it? Like, in Claude's campaign, it made sense because they were basically like, oh, well, no, we need to take it out because we don't want to get cut off because we need to retreat. Because they were in a much more precarious situation. In Dimitri's campaign, we have the strength of 2 nations behind us. Like, getting cut off isn't so much of a big issue because we have a massive, overwhelming force. We can secure the route of escape. We can just go around the stupid fortress. Draw them out, and hey, if they come out, crush them.
Perhaps they are gathering soldiers from various regions to compensate for their losses.
Okay, yeah. Can we avoid it?
If we try to avoid it, those troops will follow us and attack from the rear. It is best for us to handle the situation head-on. Once we take Fort Mercius, Enbar will be within reach. This is the Empire's last chance to stop us from arriving at our goal.
In other words, if we take this fort, then our blades will be at the Emperor's throat in no time.
Interesting. I wonder if they'll actually have a complete repeat, or will they have the deployment in Fort Mercius slightly different?
If this is the last fort between us and them, then the Emperor will likely do everything she can to strengthen its defenses.
Well, yeah.
I just received a report on that very subject. The one commanding the troops stationed at Fort Mercius is someone we have crossed blades with many times. It is the Death Knight who awaits us there.
Oh, so that's who we'll be battling.
I wonder if Mercedes canonically knows who it is, because I know obviously we've had the Paralog battle and found out.
Emil.
Okay, yeah, she does. Is that a scene that only triggers if you've actually had that Paralog? I bet it is, because those would make no freaking sense. Alright. And the supports. So, okay, don't have to deal with Mercedes, that's awesome. Dimitri, does that mean... Yes, Dimitri finished up Annette. That was the one I was worried about. Like, obviously there are some other people down here that I regret I'm not going to get to finish, because as we talked about before, you don't get Dimitri in other playthroughs, so he's just not going to finish up with these guys. But I did want to get all of the, his house finished, and this is the last one. Awesome.
Your Highness, thank you for everything.
This is sudden? Why so formal? You are not about to tell me you intend to leave the army, are you?
Better not, you're a dancing queen.
Oh no, it's not that. I just had the chance to return to the capital on military business. It had really been a long time. Life's pretty hard there right now, but its old vitality seems to be returning bit by bit. If it wasn't for you, I'm sure things wouldn't be looking so promising. So,
I do like Annette. I didn't think I would. At first, she annoyed me a lot, but she's definitely grown on me.
Come now, no need to exaggerate. Do not forget that I abandoned them and fled once as well.
You had no choice. If you had remained in the capital, you would have been killed. If you keep thinking so dark and gloomy, you're gonna end up looking just like Father.
Annette, you probably do not realize, but over those 5 years, I took many lives.
Well, yeah, that's what happens in a war. It's fine.
I slaughtered generals and officials alike with brutality you would scarcely think a human was capable of. And as I have intensified my fight with the Empire, how many people have fallen in the capital? My hands are already dripping with blood. I cannot be forgiven.
I thought you got over this, Dimitri. Stop.
You really are a lot more like Father than I am.
Okay, Cat, I need you to
Before
move.
Father left us, he used to say similar things. I don't want you to end up like him. So, I've been thinking. When this war is over, I was wondering whether I could help you with your work. Of course, I don't know how much I'd be able to support a king.
What are you saying?
She wants to support a friend.
If I leave you to your own devices, you'll forget how to laugh. We can't have that. You won't be able to do what you have to do with such a miserable look on your face. So, if you'll have me, I'd like to stay by your side.
I always like the last ones. I mean, they're a little bit sappy, but the writers do a great job with this.
If you're sad or suffering, I'll just starve you until you muster a smile.
Wait, that's how you do it?
Starve me?
Hey, you weren't supposed to laugh at that part. I thought a lot about this.
Sorry, I could not help myself. Certainly with you around, I will not have any cause to frown. By all means, join me, Annette. And never lose that sweet smile of yours.
Yes, I promise.
Awesome. I think you know this, but I'm so glad that we actually got to the end of that. That makes me super plus happy. And we also, I knew this already, I'd actually seen it, but we also finished off Gilbert, which I was also very, very, very focused on getting to the end of.
Hello, Father. May I have a moment?
For you, Annette, you can have 5.
Of course.
I read all your letters. You never stopped writing them, did you? My birthday, Mother's birthday, every possible occasion, without fail.
Even though we never got a response.
Yes.
So why didn't you send any of them?
Oh, that's right.
If you had sent even one, we would have...
Each time I thought to send one, I could not do so. Such behavior belittled my penance.
Your penance extended to people who had nothing to do with penitentiary.
Time passed, and with it my feelings of guilt toward you and your mother grew.
Now that's very, very true. It's funny. Story from college. There would be times I would end up skipping class, and I would feel guilty about skipping class, and that made it harder to stop skipping class. So, but I was only hurting myself.
Even though I wrote the letters, I could not send them.
I would always talk about it with Mother. If only he'd write us at least once, we'd say. We waited and waited. All those long years.
I am sorry.
I'm tired of hearing it, so just stop. Your apologies change nothing. Send those letters to Mother. She'll be happy to hear from you.
I cannot.
You can. Do it. Do it.
In that case, why don't I send them?
He can't actually stop you.
I have given them to you. They are yours to do with as you wish.
All right then. I'll send them. You don't get to take it back afterwards. Father, you should know that they made me happy.
I'm glad to hear that. You deserve a better relationship with your dad. It's funny how this whole campaign is about Dimitri overcoming the ghost of his past, and Gilbert not.
Happy?
Knowing that you were thinking of us all along. We were worried about you, Mother and I. Neither of us ever came out and said it, but we thought maybe you hated us, or trying to forget all about us.
Never. I swear it on His late Majesty and on my homeland.
I see. Alright. Then swear.
Swear to me.
Swear that someday, when this war is over, you'll come back to us.
I hear you, Annette. I will return without fail.
No matter what. That's a promise you just made. If you break it, I'll never speak to you again.
Yes, I promise.
Great. Now I'm positively elated. I can't wait until we're all a family again.
I look forward to it, Annette. More than anything.
That's super nice. I like that. Alright. And Gilbert, I'm assuming, does not have... Oh, he does! Okay, awesome. Oh, yep, he finished with the 2. Now, this is not going to be as cool a scene, but... Oh, that sucks. Oh well, can't do much about it, can I?
Impressive that you made it back to do. It was you who saved His Highness from prison. We, all of us, thought you were dead.
My wounds were severe, but I managed.
That seems to be Dedue's entire MO, is he manages.
So long as I draw breath, I fight for His Highness.
Is that so?
But in my absence, you have protected him. Thank you, Gilbert, for returning to us.
It is interesting, these two, because they're basically the same character. Gilbert's a stand-in for Dedue. I actually heard someone, I don't think this is a spoiler, so I don't mind people saying, that if you had not done Dedue's paralogue, he doesn't come back.
Stop. I left once. I have wondered if I will be forced to leave once more after this battle is done.
Why would you be forced to leave?
Would you accept that? I imagine not.
Of course not.
You are still Gustav at heart, even now. I am not fit to replace you. Not yet. I still have a great deal more to learn. For now, all I can do is continue to be a shield for His Highness.
It is unlike you to be so talkative.
I could not be silent.
So long as you understand, I will leave the kingdom someday. It may not be until the day I die, but the time will come.
I mean, everyone leaves eventually, unfortunately.
This war. I'm a much older man than I was when it began. Sooner or later, someone must take my place. Do not try to carry the weight alone, Dedue.
I love that line. I mean, just in general, there's a... Okay, this is a slight aside, and I probably shouldn't say it, but, there's a poem that I read when I was in college. I don't know why, so suddenly, this episode, I'm just telling college stories all the time, but... There was a poem I read when I was in college that was titled How to Write Poetry. I've tried to find it since, but I can't because that's a super popular name for a poem. But it basically was just about taking from the world and seeing the things around you. But there was a line in it that I may be paraphrasing. I may not get it perfectly, but it said, change the world around you. When your father lies in his last light, and your mother cries for him, listen to the sound of her crying. When your father dies, take notes somewhere deep inside. If there's a heaven, the line you find will be a good one. It does not have to be worth the dying. And the thing about that, and the reason I bring it up, is this whole thing about, don't try and carry the weight alone. Don't try and justify everything that happens as for what you gained from it, but still gain from it. It's okay to find silver linings in the worst things, but don't fall into the trap of thinking that things happened so you could have that silver lining.
There are many talented and well-trained officers. Work together with them to assure our king's future. Do that, and when the time comes, I will rest well.
Thank you for the advice. However...
Yeah, I was going to say, Dedue is not emotional. He's not going to get into this.
Yes?
It is too soon to treat you like an old man. You still have at least 10 years of service in you. Fargus, no. His Highness needs you. As do I. Save the old man talk for when you are truly senile.
Dedue is savage. I love it.
A fair point. There's no reason to let old age make one timid.
Even as I work to surpass you, I still rely on you.
That's the way mentors are supposed to work.
Is that so? Well then, we have more fighting ahead of us to do. We should get to it. For the future of Fargus.
All right, that was actually a really good one, and it reminded me of things that, to a certain degree, are better left forgotten, but to a certain degree, I'm glad to talk about, if that makes sense. And Dedue has... Flame, okay. But we will get to that next time. It does look like we have enough of these links left to make another episode worth it. Obviously, the links will not take 30 minutes, but I think the links and exploring the monastery will be worth it. So, look forward to that. See you next time.